share my screen. Um, okay, we'll go here. So, I know you guys already know, but Jim's already in it. But I'm working on the phytochemical families right now, and it's in pre-launch, so I'm not completely done with it, but there's a ton of information already in there. So you can already see, like, I mean, if I'm just going to go in it, we have so many different lessons. There's so much information like already in here. So even though it's in pre-launch, you have plenty to dive into. Um, I mean, you could see there's so much in here already. So it's
Wow.
not complete. Have you started it yet? I thought I heard you. But there's just so much already in here. And so what I
Oh, I
really
had my
wanted
mic off.
to sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, so sorry about that. I had my mic off. I was talking away to you, but
Oh
it
yeah.
wasn't working.
Okay.
Yeah, I breezed through it, kind of what you're doing right now, but I've not had a chance to read much.
Yeah. There's so much in here, but what I really wanted to create was something that, like if you are seeing a plant and you're like, oh my gosh, it has a lot of flavonoids, you can say, what do flavonoids do? And then you can go to the lesson. This is what they do. And here's some herbs that are also in that section. So, a flavonoid, these all are high in flavonoids. Now, most herbs are a mixture of several. So it's not like they're only flavonoids, but they are high in flavonoids. And so that's why they're there. So I wanted to make it more organized. So if you're like, man, I'm struggling with something, and so I need some tightening and toning or tannins, so then you're going to go to this section and you're going to look and see if this is also going to work um, for exactly what you need. So I love this module. I'm having a blast making it. But it's in pre-launch now. It will be grow up eventually. So if you get it now, you have it forever. And as I add to it, it's still gonna be yours free. Well, I mean, for the initial price. But it will go up once I launch it, and we'll also do lives and stuff like that. You'll all be allowed to attend all of that. So I'm really excited about that. I haven't planned all of that out yet, but because it's in pre-launch, but I'm really excited for that. That's probably going to be launching completely the last week in November, or the first week in December, somewhere around there. Um, so, um, and then let's see. What else? Oh, we're still doing the 30 days to grow wild, which I'm really enjoying, like seeing what you guys are doing and that just connecting with the earth and, the daily interactions. I really like that a lot. We also have the monthly herb that's going on right now. We're doing Shishandra, which actually I did put Shishandra. I always have a hard time saying that in my drink today. And I was feeling pretty low, but now that I drank some of it, I feel got a lot more energy. So, I'm really liking the energy it gives me, but it's like stable energy. It doesn't feel like a coffee like buzz. So I'm liking that. And then I said it last week, but I'm just going to mention it again. I did make an herbal blends that's also in the monthly now. So here I'm going to be adding a ton of herbs, and I have a new idea, and that's going to go in there soon. But I will save that for now. I'm going to zip my lip. There's going to be something else in there, but I'm really excited about that. And then, yeah, I think that's the only thing. And we'll bring up, um, if you guys don't know, if I have anybody on here, they're going to go in the guides on the path. And these are going to be the people that have spoke in the group. So if you ever want to watch a video This one is someone I back, and she's really great. But today we have Linda Whitaker, and she is a health coach. She's from South Georgia, native, and she's a master cosmetologist. And she is a salon owner and a holistic wellness practitioner. She has a degree in English and history and certified in health coach. Um, she does emotional and body coding practice, as well as blends beauty and wellness and personal growth into everything that she does. Whether it's skydiving, hiking, okay, skydiver,
Oh,
hiking, hiking, gardening. She believes life's too short to sit still, um, or eat bland food. Her mission is simple: help others tap into the body's natural power, healing, thrive, glow with grace. Um, so we are going to learn about emotional code, the emotional code and body coding today. So I'm excited. Okay, let me find you guys again so I can stop sharing. There you are. So I'm gonna um, give it over to you, Linda, and you can take over.
let me share my screen. Allow share screen. Isn't that where we found it? Allow share screen. That's right. Okay. Mm, there we go. Took all of that. I'm excited to be here tonight. I love this work. I appreciate Jim coming and joining us. And let me tell you just a little bit about the emotion code. It's actually the emotion code and the body code. I joined this journey one day. I think it was actually first thing in the morning. I was listening to a podcast with this really weird guy on YouTube, and he happened to have this gentleman on there. His name's Dr. Bradley Nelson, and Dr. Bradley was going to talk about how that um, our lives, different sections of our lives, our health, our spiritual welfare, our financial welfare, just different areas of people's lives could be blocked because of trapped emotions. And as he talked, my ears just started, I think y'all can still see me. My ears are just started standing up and listening. By the time he finished, I had already come to my computer and ordered the book. During the time that the book was traveling, I was listening to him read the emotion code. That was his first work. Uh, and um, I had listened to him completely read the book by the time my book got there. And when my book got here, by the time I got into a chapter or two of it, I realized that I felt like I needed to do the practitioner certification for this work because I could see how many people would benefit from it. So, what we're going to do here is just going to be very simple, quick presentation of and learn a little bit about the journey into holistic energy healing methods through the emotion code and body code, and understanding that trapped emotions can actually um, cause problems in the body systems. And we're going to learn a little bit about the root causes. So here's the agenda. I'm not going to sit here and read it all to you. I'll give y'all just a moment. It drives me crazy to be on a presentation with somebody and they're reading every word, and I might end up doing that myself. We'll see. So this is the Emotion Code book by Dr. Nelson. And so this is kind of like the introduction to the energy healing. So we're looking at the concept is to work with the mind, body, and spirit interconnected. And we're going to have some energy healing modalities. They are gaining popularity. It's astounding as you read, see on social media, the many energy healing modalities that there are. I just tapped into a few. Why understanding energy blocks matters. And once you learn, let me see where this mouse is. Once you learn a little bit more about it, you'll start realizing the possibility of energy blocks in your own lives. Okay, so Dr. Nelson, he developed this work as a method to detect and release trapped emotions. And the trapped emotions define as negative emotional energies stored in the subconscious mind and also in the body. So these can originate from past trauma, stress, or even pre-birth events, from this is not on the screen, but from inherited trapped emotions. That one is really big. Um, Also from shared emotions and absorbed emotions, such as a child absorbing the mother's franticness about something, and the mother goes on and didn't. I mean, she's over it in a few minutes, and the child's like, "What? You know, what happened here?" And they absorb that emotion. It's really strange. This is how we work as practitioners. You can see this lady here. I, I don't know why she's got her hand on top of his head. That is not a formula that we were taught, but this was a good graphic on it. So anyway, but generally you ask someone a yes or no question, and if they're standing with their arm out and you push down and the arm just gives way, then that is a no answer. But if the arm is stiff and the you can do it on somebody. If the arm is stiff, then that makes a difference. It's just applied kinesiology. That's not. It is a form of science to it, but some people have a tendency to not believe that it's a true method of getting a true answer. Excuse me. So the other picture is a method that is widely used in working with a person when they're not with you and you actually are able to muscle test on yourself. This is a learning curve to do this because you actually really have to connect deeply with that person. Some people don't take it, well, a lot of practitioners don't take it probably as seriously as I do. Before I do a session with people, or I always have prayer. Dr. Nelson suggests a 10-second prayer. Just ask the Father for guidance during the session. Well, I feel like I need to do just a little bit more than that because it is very I guess people, it could be spiritual to them or it could not be a spiritual experience to actually do the session. To me, it is a very spiritual experience. I've got somebody's emotions in my hand. I kind of feel like I've got their life in my hands. And right now, the work that I'm doing with them, their life is going to depend on me being able to help them. So it's a very serious thing to me.
Yeah, Linda,
And
uh,
so,
Linda,
uh huh.
Jim is saying that it definitely works. He's been through this therapy for, body inflammation. So
Oh,
you're talking about the
good, good.
kinesthetic, right? Is that what or
Pardon
kinesiology,
me.
I mean
No,
Kinesiology.
because that's the only reason you
Kinesiology.
should bother him. Yeah, I had some allergic foods that I was eating. So I'll see. And she could identify what foods they were that was causing the inflammation. And then she had
Right.
like a little hammer, what, or the massage deal that went down my back, down my spine.
Mm-hmm.
And she would do that exactly what you were saying with the arm out. And when she gave me
Right.
a sensation of what was actually causing the histamine in my body, my arm was just like weak. It just
Mm-hmm.
she just pushed it down like nothing. And then something she'd give me that I wasn't
Yeah.
allergic to, she couldn't push my arm down. I mean, it was out there. It was
Right.
amazing.
Yes. Yes. The a lot of the emotion code body code practitioners actually work what they call an email session, but it's we work in proxy of the person. So so that's the ring and ring method. I don't do that. This is the method that I use. And so I ask a question, and the answer is yes. Uh, my fingers are limber, they automatically pop up. But when the answer is no, my hand just it won't open. So that's how I get my answers in my proxy sessions. And I essentially do all of my sessions proxy because just like with Mary Heather, she lives in West Virginia. I don't think she's going to come all the way to South Georgia to do a session. So she can be there.
so it does sound
I've
fun,
worked
so
on it. I've worked on people. I guess my furthest person that I've worked with, she lives in Australia, and we became friends through this work because I had to do work so many sessions on people, and I found that I prefer doing the proxy sessions because I'm a very, oh good Lord, I call myself pathetic empathetic. I am so empathic. And so what would happen with me is doing it in person, working with people, they would start having these emotions, and sometimes they would calm right down, but I would suck it up. So where it's something that they should be crying, I'm the one crying about it. I am so empathic, it's pitiful. So I prefer the proxy sessions, and plus when I would release a particular emotion, then they needed to tell me the story about it, and we would it would sometimes be 2 hours, and I would be extremely drained afterwards. So I just pretty well made it a point to, and anything that I have, and you'll see in here that I say that um, don't give the option to do this work in person. It just works better. So, I, but it's wonderful. So, in identifying the negative emotion and then releasing it is often used. Uh, as a magnet, or you can release the emotion with holding the intention that this emotion has been released. Um, I've done both ways. I just I just enjoy swing, and it doesn't have to be an expensive magnet. This is a refrigerator magnet, but if you're doing it live in person, you would actually take the magnet and run over the top of the head all the way down the backbone. From the top of the lip all the way to the end of the backbone is the governing meridian of the body. So that's where you work to clear the emotion. If you don't have the person, then you just simply swipe over your own head and release the emotion. And it seems weird, seems crazy, but it works. Okay. So the idea, once released, the body can restore better energy flow, um, you know, leading to relief in emotional and physical symptoms. Uh, Sometimes I just had the weirdest physical symptom here a couple of weeks ago out of a young lady, and I'm not going to go into it, but I'd never heard of such. But she told me last first of this week that she had not had any more outbreaks, and I was definitely pleased to hear that. So in working with a symptom like she had, that's where I go to the body code. The body code is it's a program that Dr. Nelson uh, devised, and a computer program. And he was his first 4 years of college was actually to be a computer programmer. He learned how to do all that stuff. So as he would be working in his chiropractic office, he then went to school for chiropractic. And when he would be working, sometimes he said that would have people that would come back, like they'd come in and get an adjustment on Monday. Well, Wednesday they'd be back for the same adjustment over again. He said it was there was no getting them well. So he started noticing that when he would have, they'd be laying face down and their feet, should be lined up as he worked on them. He started actually in his mind asking the body a question, and simple yes and no. And in that answer, the feet would actually move out of alignment. And so that was his way of realizing that what was going on with the person was actually a trapped emotion. Now, he had already written the emotion code when he got into the body code. So he did flow charts and everything to be able to work with the body code. And um, I didn't think about it. I guess we could have pop that up in the computer, but we will have to do that some other time, I guess, and let you see how that chart looks. So this is the body code is a comprehensive energy healing system aiming at root causes of physical, emotional, and spiritual imbalances. Physical, emotional, and spiritual imbalances, excuse me. So it's actually categorized in 6 different categories. So we have the energy category and circular systems, toxin, pathogen, misalignment, and nutrition and lifestyles. So if I'm working with a person and I ask the subconscious mind if there is an imbalance causing this person to suffer migraine headaches, Um, First, is there an imbalance? And the answer usually is yes. I don't think I've ever had anybody that says, no, they hadn't got an imbalance in this area. But through muscle testing, I would go through the 6 areas that you see here on the screen and uh, ask if it if this imbalance is in the energy category, and I would either get a yes or no answer. If it's no, of course I go on and ask, is it circuit or systems? And sometimes it might be. Could be a toxin in the body causing the migraine headaches, um, or pathogen. In the pathogen category, we have biofilm, viruses, parasites, and a few other things. Misalignment could carry me to the skeleton that is out of alignment, could carry me into the chakra system, could be in alignment, or the meridian system. So it's real interesting how those answers come about. And I've I've had several body code sessions done on me by other people, and they don't go to the root of the problem like I do. They probably feel like they have gotten to the root of the problem, but I've, I've never seen, I haven't seen anybody that does the same way that I do. I just will not quit until I find the root and finish it out. And it makes a big difference for the person. So the core concepts of the body code is it uses muscle testing and the body's innate intelligence to pinpoint issues. And once imbalance is identified, correction methods such as the energy work, the magnetism, and the intention are applied. So after we find what is actually going on, then we clear it, the magnet. Okay. And of course, the intention has to be applied to it. Okay. Does that make sense? Am I
Yes,
here by
Yes, it
myself?
doesn't me. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Y'all might be shaking your head or something, and I can't see. I can't see y'all. Okay. So all I'm seeing is my screen and the little green light on the camera. So here's the chart from the emotion code that we use. So let's say, okay, we're going to see if there's an emotion that is causing a trapped emotion causing the migraine headaches. Okay, so I would word it as an imbalance concerning migraine headache. I do the muscle testing on the person or do it on myself proxy, and we might find that rejection needs to be released. So we go through the releasing of the rejection. So I would ask, is there another emotion that is causing um, the migraine headaches? And it could be lack of control, selflessness, any of these 60 emotions. And I would go through and, keep working through them. And even on the emotion code, when I do just an emotion code, I always ask, what age did this emotion become trapped? And it could be, uh, you know, 3 months ago, which I don't go into months, but years ago. It could be 20 years ago. It could have been when they were a child at 1 year old and they've suffered headaches, throughout their life. Um, And when those are released, and usually I don't carry a person through, excuse me, through more than 20, excuse me, 20 to 25 um, releasings of these trapped emotions, because it actually can be physically draining to them. Occasionally, I have a person that says, I felt so much lighter, I just wanted to get outside and, and everything. So it affects people in different ways, but they always come back and say, I feel so much lighter. And that's a wonderful thing. And they can carry on easier in their life. The body code, which you just saw the chart on the last page, and how we work with the body code. So Dr. Bradley Nelson said using the emotion code is a journey intended to help you chip away at your emotional baggage until you feel in charge of your emotions and are creating the reality you want to experience. So, of course, scientifically, perspectives and criticisms are the possibility, the thought pattern that this could work, but it probably doesn't on a medical level. So, energy healing in general has limited, rigorous scientific evidence, often viewed as complementary. So, there are doctors that actually really do see this as a big help to people. And I have a doctor that is about 30 miles from us that he is the wound specialist doctor at the hospital over in that town. And he also has his own office of regenerative medicine. And so he's into the whole idea of, that this kind of thing could work. And he heard Dr. Nelson on a podcast one day, and you can go to the practitioner's map on um, Divine Healing. Shoot, I don't even know the website's name. I'm sorry, y'all. Um, but the practitioner's map is on there, and I'll look it up right quick. I can find it for y'all while we're talking. But so he was thinking he'd have to find somebody in Atlanta or somewhere like that. And when he saw that there was somebody 30 miles away from him, I'm in Georgia, Jim. And when he saw that I was that close to him, he sent me an email and said, I'd like to talk to you about this. And so got to know him as an awesome doctor. I think I've done 9 or 10 sessions with him. So we kind of barter our services. And I think he probably gets the short end of the stick most of the time. But he started sending me his patients, my clients. And I did so much work for so many people that he sent me. And he just recently sent me someone else. And um, it's, it's very rewarding. So I'm sorry, got off on that track. So importance of using these methods alongside conventional care, not instead of. So I don't tell people to quit taking your high blood pressure medicine just because we've done this, whatever. I would never ever do that. So some studies or projects refer to underlying concepts, the subconscious and energy fields, but do not validate specific systems conclusively, which is good and understandable. So many people report their benefits Many practitioners and clients report reduced emotional distress. That's one thing that seems to just make you feel lighter, um, improved energy, and many relieve chronic discomfort. And that's what happened with me and the doctor. He had a place one particular time, had a place in his hip that was bothering him. So I did a session on it. We removed uh, several things. And so I always do consultation afterwards. And when I was talking to him, I said, "How's the hip doing?" And he said, "Well, it's some better." I said, "No, we don't want some better. We want better and working good." And I said, "Give me the exact wording," because I knew he knew what muscles or whatever. I said, "Give me the exact words of what's going on." And when he did, and I went back and redid session with him. So when I sent him an email, and the next time I asked him a day or two, I said, "How's it doing?" He said, "It's gone. It's completely gone." And so that chronic discomfort can be completely alleviated through the use of releasing the trapped emotions. So it also enhances self-awareness, and we see improved relationships, and people are able to not self-sabotage. That's a wonderful thing in itself. I always do my sessions remote or virtual, and I've done virtual. I don't like to do that either because I end up getting trapped in their emotions, and I don't feel that I can do as good a job. So, have do either one of you have any questions that I can answer for you? Uh, if this is my website, if you want to grab that QR code, you can.
So when you said that you do it via proxy, like you say you do it to yourself, it's like, am I like as the client, would I be mirroring what you're doing so that way you can see how my body reacts? Is that
No, um, y'all don't think I'm weird or anything strange like that or some woo woo. But what I do is I have people to do a selfie, and I crop everything out of the selfie except the eyes. And I have the eyes sitting right over here, looking at me to my left as I do this work, and I talk to the eyes. So I'm an eye reader. I'm not an iridologist or anything like that, but I talk to them, and that's how I do my sessions. Um, I have done, like I said, the virtual sessions, and people then want to tell me what happened in their life. And my mind quickly ran to a lady that I worked with in Minnesota. She was in Minnesota, and she had been adopted as a very small child. And the her parents had been told they would never have children. And this happened so many times with people. It did in my not my immediate family, but in my dad's family. The They were told they couldn't have children, and they adopt, and then within a year or two, here comes little Susie. And that's what happened in her life. And she got pushed to the side, and she suffered greatly because of it, because she never felt loved from her adoptive parents. And she's in her 60s now, and she's just being able to release those things.
hmm,
And so is when I was working with her, I had to hear the whole story. So, so then what happens is then I know the story, and I kind of feel like it might skew the answers because if my subconscious mind knows it, then I have a problem with that. So I tell people, tell me what you want me to work on. If your liver is enlarged and you don't have any idea why, then that's what I need to know. I don't need to know about the last marriage that you had. I don't need to know about your grandparents whooping you every time you went to their house or anything like that. Because consciously, if I know those things, then even in my questioning, I feel like I don't want to skew the answers. So I just don't ask any information like that. And sometimes
So
people want to go ahead and tell me, and I said, no, don't tell me any more about it. Go ahead,
so
Jim.
it would be just like you're trying to get the physical manifestation of where the emotion is technically like housed, whether it's like your hip that's hurting, your back that's hurting,
Yes.
your migraine,
Yeah.
whatever. And then the body says how it's manifesting based on the questioning. But like I'm having a hard time picturing a virtual like what I mean, I know that I'm gonna do it with you, so we'll figure it out. But like how does my body respond and like like what you've told me is like the foot moves when he put his hand in a certain section or whatever. But how do you do that virtually?
The I I do the muscle testing on myself. I work as a proxy for you. Okay. So as I ask the questions, I connect with you on a spiritual level. That's the only way I can describe it, or an energetic level. We might need to say energetic level. I am the only person that I know of until I did a session on a young woman and I told her that I work with the eyes. That's my connection point. And she started doing the same thing after I had told her that. She said, I've never thought about that. But that is my connection point. I don't need your body here. All I need is to be able to work with that and just what you've told me. And it it is interesting. It's a little bit, and I don't mean to be vague about it. I don't know how else to describe it. Is uh, let me. This is he has just done two. His belief code is a new certification that I would go to next. And heart code, I don't know if he's got a he ain't got a certification um, together on the heart code yet. Get this down. Thank y'all for enduring that. See if I can discover healing. That's the that's the website, discoverhealing.com. Okay, can you see this?
Yes. It's a little blurry, but it takes a little
Okay,
bit to unblur.
okay. So this is the body code system. If I have anyone that is actually um, having physical ailments, I now come to the body code because in here, so if I'm doing the muscle testing, ask a question, muscle test says yes, that is energy, and I click here on this category, and it takes me into these 6 categories of energy. So it could fall into post traumatic, um, like somebody has a car wreck or something, they could have had a physical trauma, or they might have had a physical emotional shock from it. Recovery interference is happens a lot of times with people that were sick and they never did completely recover right, and so they have trapped emotions in there concerning that. So circular systems would go into several different things, but uh, in the body, it could be a disconnection, such as um, the spirit physical disconnection or the spirit out of body disconnection. I had a fellow that, honest to God, he was right at death's door, and he had very little spirit left in his body. But when I got through with the session, he was able to get up and walk around in his yard. He was very sick, and that is just one instance. Physical disconnection could be your liver might not feel connected to your whatever, um, the work that it should do in the body or something, and it's just it's just so interesting. Anyway, could be a toxin. So the toxins, we have 8, but 8 or yeah, 8 categories. Could be a toxin in the body causing something.
And
The
then if it's like a
pathogens,
path
we have the
go ahead. You're on it.
it's like what?
You're here now, you're, describing it.
What?
I was just gonna ask you about the pathogen.
Okay. So pathogens, we can actually have the energy of a pathogen that might have been left over or gone or whatever, but you still have the energy of it. I worked with a young lady, I think I mentioned her a few moments ago, when I was doing her session, first session, we've done 3 with her. She had the energy of a pathogen, and it was parasite. So later in the session, it came back that it was that she had physical pathogen also. So she had both of these things. And it being a parasite, I told her, or I asked her, I said, have you ever done a cleanse? And she said, yes, but it's been several years ago. And she said, you know what? I went on a missions trip in June to, and she called what country. And I said, have you cleansed, done a parasite cleanse since? She said, no. I said, get you a parasite cleanse, girl. And she was going to her functional medicine doctor Friday, and I haven't heard back from her yet. So, yeah, the misalignment section is usually we find the the system is the body system. So these are the systems in the body that could be misaligned, okay, or of anything else. The circuit systems that are also in there, but the misalignment, I'm sorry. So the common misalignment could possibly be in any of these areas. Most of the time, I see fascial distortion or in the the digestive area of the stomach. Sometimes these others, but the skeleton, the soft tissue, meridian, the chakra system, it's just according to what we're working with. And if I ever say, I think we'll probably find this might be what is going on with you, I am so totally wrong. I can't, I can't make this stuff up. I can't figure it out. And these are the other areas in the nutrition lifestyle. So Jim was talking about the lady doing the muscle testing with him. So here in the nutrition area, a lot of, let's see, if I'll have a chart here and I have to go through chart. Yeah. See, here's the chart with the nutrients that might be needed in a certain area. So I have to muscle test. I find out whether it's in column A or column B or row 1, 2, 3, whatever, and then I call out each one of them to find out which is what the muscle testing gives us. So it's just real interesting what we find.
It's interesting for sure.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
it
different
is. It
categories.
is. Okay, let's see if I can get back to you. I get this.
Hello, I'm back. I've been here with you the whole time. You
Yeah,
just
it is.
on a whole nother browser. But you are welcome to look back and you can watch it anytime. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a video of this, a copy of this, so you can put it in your group if you want, or do whatever you want with it.
Oh, that's nice. Thank
Um,
you.
so I really appreciate you. This is definitely an interesting concept. I've heard of like chakras and balancing your chakra, which is it's similar but way different, you know. Um, and
Yeah,
so,
it
um,
is.
yeah. So, I definitely love the energy part, and so yeah, I'm excited to see what our session does. So I'll
Mhm.
schedule that with you soon. Jim, do you have any questions before we head out?
Okay.
Nope, nope, I'm good.
Okay. And then Linda, do you have anything else to add?
Y'all are welcome to head over to my community and learn a little bit more in depth than what I did, of
What is
course.
your community?
And,
What's the name of your community?
um,
Who are you? Why are you following me?
Abundant Health 101.
And it'll be when I post the video, I'll post your community underneath it as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's already in
Um,
her section
You're
over
a
there
wanted
too.
man. I should call
But
911.
All right, thank you.
yeah, I appreciate you coming over and
Thank you, Jim.
spending time with us this evening, and I appreciate all you do for the community. You're over there all the time, so I appreciate your interaction over there as well. So, well, you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you. Wait, okay, wait. I did want to announce what's happening next week real fast. Yeah, it's the 18th, and we have one on the 18th and the 19th. I decided to do the live Zoom with everyone next week since it's going to be Thanksgiving the third week, which we usually have it the third week. But I don't want to do it on the same week as Thanksgiving. That's too much. So our free one will be the 19th at 11. And I haven't come up with a topic, but I'll announce that in the group. And then we are going to have a guest speaker on tinctures, and he wild crafts his own tinctures. He sells tinctures, and he's going to tell us what he uses them for, how he uses them. And so I'm really excited. I found him through the West Virginia Herb Association, and so he's in that group with me. So I'm excited to see what he talks about. So I hope you join. That's
Yeah.
going to be next Thursday or next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So, all right. I'll see you guys later in the community.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.